unfortunately, there's been a huge increase of juuling, not just in the high schools, but down into the middle schools, into young kids, that they can get them addicted to something that is going to be a lifelong income flow for them.
According to Dr. Abel, as of recently, there have been tons of articles and news headlines which are talking about the obvious dangers of e-cigarettes and flavored vape juice, and some of these articles consist of actual fatal stories about the users of these products. And e-cigarette companies have been trying to specifically target teens who are anywhere from middle school to high school and above. And they're doing this by creating flavored vape juice, which includes fruity flavors such as mango, strawberry, blue raspberry, etc. Also, these e-cigarette companies are creating disposable pods that come in bright colors, which also attract young adults as well. And the e-cigarette was created in the early 1900s, but the prevalence of them didn't start to become relevant until Beijing, China started to mass produce them from 2003 to 2008, according to CASA.org. In this video, I plan on discussing the history of e-cigarettes in the United States, how e-cigarettes aren't FDA approved, how aerosoling nicotine isn't proven to be safe, and lastly, to how e-cigarettes are normalizing smoking behavior.
I don't like the actual flavor of tobacco, so we just got like strawberry. Not having a flavor would deter me from buying a vape product.
First, I'll go on to talk about the history of e-cigarettes in the United States, along with the policies put in place by the US government and how they have changed. So, since the introduction of e-cigarettes into the US in 2006, there have been many changes to the policies that deal with e-cigarettes and how they are distributed and purchased by consumers. The first electronic cigarette introduced into the United States was between 2006 and 2007. Following this year, the year of 2009 was very controversial in trying to ban these products, according to CASA.org. Many laws were passed banning specific flavors of vape juice in this year by President Trump, including the Family Smoking Prevention and Tobacco Control Law, and much controversy between the fact that these products were a safe way for users to get nicotine without dealing with the other dangerous chemicals in cigarettes. From 2009 and on, this issue has remained very controversial in the US, especially due to the increase in usage by young adults following 2012, who were seen as having the highest rate of lifetime usage of these products, according to North 2019, found on ProQuest. And in most recent years, some of the policies passed on these e-cigarettes include changes to the legal age to purchase these products in 2017 from 18 to 21. Also, very recently, flavors like mango for the Juul have been banned, and a ban of all e-cigarettes was considered last month in October 2019, which is now being held prior to the end of 2019. Since it almost took 20 years since the first e-cigarette was brought to the US to consider banning of these products, tons of companies have risen and came up with their own version of the Juul or other e-cigarettes, which has gotten young adults hooked onto these nicotine flash drives. Some of these companies include Stig, Eon Smoke, and Vapor Technology Association, all of which have taken advantage of the youth with flavored pods and have taken advantage of the US government legally allowing these companies to be born. Next, we'll focus on how e-cigarettes aren't FDA approved and how aerosolizing nicotine isn't proven to be safe for nicotine users. So first, no vaping product has been approved by the FDA for therapeutic uses or authorized for marketing by the FDA, according to the Tobacco Control Journal of 2019. And ESD aerosol is made up of a high concentration of ultrafine particles. These particles contain a higher concentration than conventional cigarettes. Exposure to these ultrafine particles can cause problems such as asthma, heart attacks, and trouble with breathing. These ultrafine particles are similar to tobacco smoke and diesel engine smoke, and the exact size distribution depends on the chemical composition of the electronic cigarette liquid, the e-cigarette device operation and user vaping preference, according to the American Non-Smokers' Rights Foundation of 2019. And a Syracuse University student who had a stroke and suffered brain damage is actually suing the Juul. The e-cigarette company is saying the company knowingly hooked kids like him on a dangerous drug, according to Syracuse.com news. In recent months, vaping has been blamed for 6 deaths, including linked to more than 450 illnesses in 33 states across the United States. And e-cigarettes appeal to teen users and even younger adults with flavors that include cotton candy and gummy bears.
Food and Drug Administration said the company illegally marketed its nicotine vaping devices as safer than cigarettes. The FDA also ordered Juul to correct its marketing or face fines and the seizure of its products.
As recently as 2017, evidence grew that high school students were flocking to these devices. The Juul refused to sign a pledge not to market to teenagers as part of a lawsuit settlement. It wasn't until the summer of 2018 where the Food and Drug Administration required it to do so the company put a nicotine warning on the label of its packaging, according to the New York Times. From the beginning, there was plenty of evidence that teenagers on social media that were using these products, and it should have been evident to the company. A sample of a few tweets from Twitter about the Juul quickly became a fad amongst high school students, long before the company acknowledged there was a problem, according to the New York Times. It should be clear at this point that there's an ongoing epidemic with e-cigarettes causing lots of troubles for young adults and those already addicted to nicotine. Ever since the e-cigarette was introduced into the United States in 2006 by China, these products have gained tons of revenue and continue to dominate the markets by getting kids addicted to them. The laws and policies against them have not been sufficient and have only recently attempted to ban these products. This has led to many companies mimicking the Juul and creating products similar to it. The FDA continues not to approve of these products as they contain aerosolized nicotine, which causes many health issues to the users of these devices. And e-cigarettes have gotten many kids our age addicted to these products, and these companies continue to thrive in the revenue made from their weekly sales. Lastly, I'll leave you off with a slogan: Your health is in your hands. Thank you.